In a distant place where the sea met the sky in perfect harmony, a white lighthouse stood proudly on top of an ancient rocky cliff. The island was small, visited by only a handful of ships each year. Yet every single night, the lighthouse cast its warm beam across the ocean, just as it had done for decades. The lighthouse keeper was a quiet man named Elias. Every morning, Elias woke to the gentle sound of waves brushing against the rocks and the distant calls of seagulls soaring above the water. He never needed an alarm clock. Nature itself was his clock. After enjoying a warm cup of tea, he would slowly walk into the small garden beside the lighthouse. Wildflowers grew between the stones, as though they had quietly decided that even the strongest winds could never stop them from blooming. Each morning, he carefully watered the flowers, removed a few weeds, and then sat on a weathered wooden bench overlooking the sea. Elias loved watching the horizon. He believed every ship carried a story, and every distant light meant that somewhere out there, another person was gazing across the same sea. As evening approached, his true work began. He climbed the spiral staircase of the lighthouse, one careful step at a time, until he reached the lantern room, where the great glass lens waited. He polished every window with patience, making sure nothing would dim the light. When the sun finally disappeared beyond the horizon, he lit the lamp. Slowly, the bright beam began to rotate across the dark ocean, sweeping over the waves again and again, silently telling every passing ship, "The way is safe, continue your journey." Elias always smiled as the light completed its steady circle. Elias always smiled as the light completed its steady circle. Then, he settled beside the round window with another cup of tea, listening to the rain whenever it visited the island, or to the whisper of the wind beneath a clear night sky. The years passed gently. One evening, the stars seemed brighter than ever before. There was no moon that night, making the sky feel endless. Elias opened the window slightly and allowed the cool sea breeze to drift into the room. For a moment, he closed his eyes. He listened to the waves, to the wind.